Greetings, this is going to be my video for the triple rerun of Daffodil, Miryam, and Dorisine. I'm going to go over each in an angry rage format because I already made videos for every one of these units, okay? Every one of these units, I already made a video that's going to be more in-depth than what I'm going to show here. This is just going to be a long video that it's going to disrespect your time that you shouldn't watch if you're a new player. Go to my old videos. You guys are the reason, and Clem, that I have a tumor in my neck that I'm getting removed in a couple of weeks. It has a very low chance of death. I'll probably make a video explaining what's going to happen in the very unlikely chance I'm going to die. Those of you who have known me from Discord knows that I've been talking about this lump for a long time. I've been ignoring it for a year. Turns out it was a tumor. I thought it was fuss. Turns out it is a tumor. I'm fine with death, okay? People have been sending me messages, get better, you got this. I do not care. I'm not worried about death at all, okay? I'm Catholic, okay? So, in case you're curious about where the tumor is, it is on the left image is that big chunk, and on the right image it's also on the left, right next to the mouse cursor of the CT scan. Now I'm getting additional CT scan images and biopsies over the coming days and weeks. So, yeah, this it is actually bigger than is shown here because it actually like extends down beneath my jaw, and some of it tendrils up. Like they were going a top-down scan. This is the only image I got. So if it weren't for some skeletons, they said it could hit my skull or something. I don't know. We don't know if it's benign or malignant, but it does not matter because I'm getting it removed and the surgery is already signed. But I'm going to find out if it's been benign or malignant later. So, the chance of me dying are like 5% or less. It's very low, so don't be worried. But I will pre-record a video. That will release 1 month after the surgery, that if I'm successful with the surgery, I'll just cancel the video. You guys will never see it. But if something were to happen to me, that I'm decommissioned for a month, that video will come out a month after my surgery. I'm trusting the YouTube scheduled video release to work its magic if I do die. Now, if you see me go inactive and no video release, either YouTube fucked up or I'm now Batman. What happened was I faked my death, but in order to leave a message for all of you guys, I took the video down. YouTube did not fuck up, and now I'm using the death to go perform Batman-like activities around the world now that my enemies and old trash thinks I'm dead, okay? It could be me faking my death. You cannot write that out, okay? You cannot write that out that maybe, if you don't hear from me, I might have faked my death and now I'm Batman. That is in the equation, okay? If you don't see me again, I could not be dead. Or, hear me out, my ultra enemies captured me and under intense interrogation. They got to YouTube headquarters and they got them to take down the release videos. That is the scenarios that could happen. Or I could be dead. So, yeah, it's a very low chance of it. Again, yeah, I trust in them. They said 5% or less chance of me dying, but they laid that out there. So, I'm fine. So, let's go over the units. Now, for Daffodil. Wait, am I screaming right? Yeah. Again, this is a very unprofessional video. I just talked about a tumor for the first 10 minutes. So, again, go to my older videos. Nothing has changed about these Awakers kits. So let's go over Daffodil, the one that I will spend most of my time on, because I do like her kit. I think she's very strong. She's rated B tier because she's been power crept, but she offers some things most players don't. I recommend most players, if you like Ultra, if you like the gameplay mechanic of Ultra, to pull on Daffodil rather than Mochette, because she helps enable more teams than Mochette ever would, or compared to other units. Why? She has a couple effects that makes her timeless. That makes her hard to power creep because of how much utility she gives you. Now, her entire thing is infinite scaling. You know how Mochette, how a couple of the recent units, Pollux, Mochette, etc., are like limited scalers. They start off strong outside of bat with very few avenues of scaling. Well, Daffodil is the opposite. She's an infinite scaler. With so many scaling factors, I'm gonna list them all, which is why I like her. First thing, her Skull Reaver. Again, I'm Asian, okay? I will pronounce these things. I'm gonna play the Asian card. So it always deals damage to the lowest HP enemy, and it destroys a 5x strength bonus. So she's a stronger scaler than Dorisine, because this is a 5x strength scaling bonus. And every time she kills an enemy in any way, the base damage of this card is increased by 20%, 25% for the rest of the stage. Now notice it says stage. That means for the rest of the exploration, the rest of the map, the rest of the chapter, etc. So this is permanent scaling here. It's quite nice. Now she gives strength and vuln, which I like, provides a lot of utility. That's why I rate her B tier. I would rate her higher if she aged better and was a newer unit. There's some of the newer units are, you know what the newer units are like. So another strong effect, like you ignore her strike and defense comparatively. It's just a free mana. That's the old leap effects. So her Exalt. What does her Exalt do? I'm gonna go inside a map and showcase this. Her Exalt allows you to have choices. Customize it for a boss battle. It's basically a weaker to will Exalt, if you want to think of it that way, to create a custom-made card that provides temporary counter or permanent poison. Now I'll go over that in the battle. And everyone who's played Daffodil counter with the Whale Daff knows that this is how you get the one-shot meme videos with Ultra counter Arc 1 with 24 and Daff. Because she generates like tens of thousands of counter, like in a turn, instantly. Now let's go over her Enlightens. E1. Meh. Gain strength. This is nice. Don't go. The E2 is what really matters. This is one of the most busted Enlightens in the game, which is why I rate her very highly compared to other units. Whenever she gets the last hit on any enemy, the team's crit rate is permanently increased by 5% for this stage, meaning the entire exploration stage. This makes her a very, very good unit for new players going to Arc 2, or new players in Arc 1, because you're not going to have that much crit rate off of Covenants or Wheels. You're going to have very low crit rate, and this is a way to get 100% crit rate quite easily. Now, her E3, this is quite strong with the Insight card buff. However, it gets stronger the more stats you have on Daffodil, which means the more you wail on her, the higher level it is, the more you invest in Daffodil. So I place this lower priority. It's very high priority with a Whale Daff, but for most of you guys starting out and playing, it's not that strong because 1% of a low attack stat is going to be low. So the more you wail on her, the better this is, especially with the Soulforge. Now her OE makes her a very strong busted unit because it increases the base damage of Skull Reaver with 50% in this battle, and it places additional 2 copies of Thousand Mirage, which makes this an insane burst card. So let me take it in and just showcase her abilities. Now, I like this. I like looking at this. I'm going to keep that. So let's go into one of the Arc 2 exploration. I'm going to do easy mode because all that matters is me showing you what it does. So let's go to a random chapter here with the crit rate. Doesn't matter. Let's go in. This is to showcase her kit. Again, these videos are not going to be as detailed as my Awaker video where I do Alert 5. To showcase low investment and high investment. This is low investment, level 60. Okay, it doesn't matter who I bring. I bring in 4 units. I put wheels on her. And I put that. Doesn't matter. Let's put in... Doesn't matter much here. So, boom. Skip story. I'm not putting covenants in there. I'm too lazy. It's showing you the crit rate and the exalt. Then I'm going to borrow and show you the over exalt. So right now, we're going to check the crit rate of every unit. See, 15%, 5%, 42%. So, game's been lagging very lately. Do that. Boom. So, see this 5%? Effective this exploration. This is why I rate Daffodil very highly compared to Machette. This is permanent throughout the entire exploration stage. So you can see it here, 10%, 20%, and since we have our wheel is a bit higher, yeah, 47%. So you technically can go into a fight with 0% crit rate and eventually have, you know, 100% crit rate on all your units. Granted that, you know, she keeps getting the last hit, which a whale down thing worse, which is why she'll scale very well into the end game. Why is she not, well, I'm going to get questions. Why is she not used a lot, Flares, if she's this busted and this strong in D-Tide? Why come I never see you? Well, unlike other people, I treat every unit fairly. People don't play units because they're strong in D-Tide. Even the whales. I'm gonna give you a secret here. They play whatever they like to play. I rate tier lists based on what I think is strong. So you hardly ever see her in this, but she's still very strong. But you will see her during the arc 1 memes. This one you'll rarely see. This is one of the rare cases you'll see her. But she's still very strong. See this whale? It's still very strong. This is what? 5 million damage in a turn? Yeah. She's one of the strongest DPS units in the game. Especially when whaled out. Able to do like millions and millions of damage. I would put her on par with Jellet. Fully whaled out. Or Calf. She's actually as strong as those two. With an easier chance to crit on very long exploration stages. Very long exploration stages. She is insanely strong, insanely busted. However, there are a lot of reasons why people don't play her as much. One, she's been nerfed since launch, but she's been buffed up. She's roughly comparable to she's the only limited unit that has been nerfed so far, and that they gave everyone a limited Awaker rewind back when she released. No other unit has necessitated giving everyone a rewind on a limited unit besides Daffodil. That's how strong she was. 2, a lot of people use that rewind on Daffodil, especially in the Chinese community, so they don't have her that well out more. 3, she's an old unit. She's a very, very old unit. She's basically one of the first units we've ever got. Now, while I'm talking about other reasons why people don't use her, even I love her kit and designs. I don't use her. Everyone has different reasons as to why they don't use Daffodil compared to the newer units. So let me go into something Arc 2 so I can show off the OE I can borrow. Oh, I have to do this. Fuck. I have to fucking do the D-Tide reset. Okay, who do I fucking borrow for D-Tide here? It's lame because I like my all perfects, but let me reset that. Let me reset this real quick. Let me go in. I'm just gonna do the low alert so I can just show you. Actually, I think I reset everything. Yep, I reset everything. Again, this is just a long video. It's just a long video. You guys are under no obligation to watch these. This is normally going to be a rage video But I am too tired to adopt the Flare's persona right now. It's very late. And I got home from doing imaging and doctors prodding me around. This is why I hate going to the doctors. But here we go. Miryam. Let's put in a Winkle. Doesn't matter. Let's put in... Fuck it. Caster. Just showing the overexalt. This is the point of this. To show you why it's strong, I can go over to things. So, Daffodil. There we go. I'm just going to put whatever. And you can be Key Flare, like rousing. So I can rouse to get to her thing faster. Let's do Key Flare. Do that. Replace this with something random. Oh, fucking Miryam. Let's see. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, she goes in any comp with a strength scaler. If you have a good strength scaler and you pair it with Miryam. So, play the Stygian first. You don't need the thing from here. So what? That will kill it. Oh my gosh. Annoying. There we go. 5% crit bonus. This grows almost up. Fuck. I just realized. Our tentacles have probably killed things this low difficulty. Okay, let's just see if it doesn't kill. Nice. Nothing good. I'm gonna use this to draw more Daffodil cards. See the last hit. Don't need Ultra Turn. Insight. It's Rouser. Don't kill. It's easier on higher alerts to get the last hit on Daffodil because she's going to be your main damage carry, but just want to do this real fast. Okay, permanent scaling on Skull Reaver. Yeah, 10% crit rate, permanent. You can basically scale up to terror. This is not a team you would use Daffodil on. You can use her basically any team as a DPS carry. Use her with Thighs. Use her with a Strength Scaler, Hamel. She's very, very flexible. She's one of the most flexible units in the game. Oh yeah, I was going over why I don't pull Daffodil and why a lot of people don't use her. One is that she is deceptively complex compared to other units. Like, she's like a mini to will in difficulty, mostly because of the choices you have to make. I'm going to go over that mostly because of her exalt choices. I think it's pretty overblown. I think people are just fucking retarded. That is my opinion. I think people are just fucking retarded. And don't have to have any idea how to play her. But basically scale strength and just kill with her. Like, there's nothing much. But yeah, since it's a bit longer ramp, because one of the ways you have to, quote unquote, have to play her is to get the last hit on units and to go on exploration and stall. People don't like conditionals, especially on units like her or Dorisine, where you have to get the last hit on that unit in order to scale, because people don't like stalling in general. Now, if you watch any of my videos, know any of my coaching sessions, I always preach about stalling, and I always teach people to play stalling. So if you are familiar with my content, following my guides, you should have no issues learning how to fucking stall the game. Like, there's no reason to speed rush mobs, especially in endgame content like D-Tide or whatever, unless there's a turn limit. But that's only on mob fights. On mob fights, you should stall as long as possible to get all your resources back. Like, get this last hit, for example, and if you don't die, just stall. Just stall forever. But I'm gonna get to the boss now. Now that I have the fucking... Oh, she also gives you discount and money, which is... Well, it's very important, but it's not one to showcase. There's another reason with the whole strength gain insight. I value her very highly. She's very good. You can see the Chinese highlights whenever there's a fucking Arc 1 boss all the time. Okay, let me get up this. That will help us with the thing. Let me just do her overexalt. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So, first off, we're going to rouse. So this is basically her main bread and butter. Okay. Game's lagging again. Game's lagging again. Okay. You overexalt on her. It does a lot of damage. That is not all. This is why she's extremely strong. This option. So when you choose exalt or overexalt, you have these options. This makes her an infinite utility character, in my opinion. This is insane utility. So let's say a boss has multi-hit coming up. You grab this as exhaust retain, and if you have her overexalt, you get 3 of this. And all these enjoy strength bonus. See this? This is why she's very strong. 3x, 4x, or 5x strength bonus. You can choose a free poison card, permanent poison, a temporary counter card, or a strength bonus card. And all these does quite a decent amount of work. Okay, this is a 1 HP boss. This sucks. And then you choose a second option. Now, this second option can be a variety of factors. It could be Vuln, it could be Alimus, it could be more strength gen. This is like to will, but only for one card that she creates herself. So, you do that. Yeah, and then another option. You can buff the card additionally. More strength bonus. Gain strength. Alimus and draw. Or draw. So yeah, this is why I rate her higher than Mochette. I don't know why people say, why do I rate? There's actually people on Discord saying, why you rated Daffodil higher than Mochette. Yeah. Hello? If anything, people should be mad I'm not putting her in A tier. But there are better units than her in A tier right now. You have to be a very fun Daffodil guy. Or do you like her? Yeah, she's very good. Yeah. So now we have all those effects together. So since I picked it 2 times, this is now a 6x strength bonus card. Weakness, strength gain. So this is a build a bear champion. So now we have, based on that one card with 58 strength, we got, guess what? 7,000 counter off of that. Yeah, that is why she's strong. No Vuln on the boss. And obviously, those of you guys who've seen like fully kitted out whale real combo Daffodil builds, they can hit 300,000, 400,000 counter turn 1. Granted, you have enough strength and vulnerability on the boss. So yeah, that is why I rate her highly. And yeah, it was a trigger boss. So another reason why she's strong with the crit bonus. People that don't think outside the box. You know that you do realize that there are mobs and stages in the game where elites or bosses spawn mobs infinitely. Guess what? You can farm crit rate infinitely if you just meme on that elite or boss forever. In stages like, let's go to Arc 1. Off the top of my head, again, there are bosses in Arc 2 that also spawn mobs. Ad nauseum. So I think it was... No, it was in Chapter 8. It's been a while. So I think it was in Chapter 8. Not that. Oh yeah, I think this mob counts, but... Let's see, here we go. This end boss, it got nerfed, so it's no big deal. The elite also spawns mob. You can just stall an elite mob forever if they're spawning mobs, get the last hit every time, and guess what? You can infinite scale on Daffodil before the boss fight if you're an insane crazy person. If you're an insane crazy person who just wants to make the boss fight a joke and one-turn it, you can just camp an elite mob. Just white stance and blue, or just do whatever to survive every turn, and just keep one-shotting the mobs the boss spawns. Because forever. Forever and ever and ever and ever. You can just do that forever. And theoretically, if you kill with Skull Weaver, I don't know, 2,000, 5,000 times, you can get a funny 10 million damage Skull Reaver screenshot at the last boss. Why the fuck would you want to do this? I don't know. But you can farm it for crit rate. If you can farm any long exploration stages with mobs that spawns infinitely for crit rate. You can have 9,000% crit rate if you want. It does not matter. It does not buff crit damage. It's not how the game works. But if you want to meme, sure. One of you guys can meme and get infinite crit rate with her. Because she's the only unit that does this to the entire team permanently. It's better than any other crit rate buffer in the game. It's better than fucking Tinked. It's better than everyone. However, no one likes her. No one pulls for her. She's very unpopular in the end game. You will very, 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 very unlikely to see anyone use Daffodil in the end game besides Mengwao and a few Daffodil lovers. Because again, her kit is a bit more complicated to make out compared to some of the newer units. And some people don't like last hitting. Some people think my reason, and I think some people might have the same reasoning, she's an Arc 1 character. If you came to the game after Daffodil release, most of you guys want the new hotness, the new shiny toy on the block. And out of the old shiny toys, there are better old shiny toys that do the job better. Like Tawil, which is her Daffodil on steroids. Every card, maximize utility. Super strong, broken unit. If you want pure simplicity, Gellet is way easier and 50 times more brain dead than Daffodil. Outputting more damage, easier to scale, everything. Other notable things, Salvador. If you're a fucking Ultra player with a handicap, you're playing a game on a handicap, Salvador is the easiest end game comp to play in the game. I've shown how to do it several times on my videos. Out of all the Arc 1 viable DPS units, she's old news. However, I do admit if she was an Arc 2 unit, I would use her in my endgame team. I would not buff her up in the tier list. She's B tier right now. She's very good for any player looking to play the game that wants a source of permanent crit rate, that wants a unit that potentially scales extremely well into the end game, that will never be power creep because of how much utility and choices she gives you. And this, you can even play her as a support if you want, like a sub DPS getting the last hit. No one else would do this. No one is going to do this because that's a waste of pulls. She's a limited unit. She is a waste of pulls compared to any of the newer units. Any of the newer units, she is a waste of pulls as a pure DPS. However, if you enjoy her gameplay, she's very good. I rate her very highly. She's one of the best Ultra units in my book along with Caster. She's actually the only Ultra unit, I believe, that will survive the test of times along with Caster. She's the only Ultra DPS I would recommend. I rate her higher than Paulus. Paulus does not have multiple avenues of scaling besides of his stats and his Atonement of Pain, which is not affected by much other stats other than crit damage. This girl has a 5x strength bonus. If there are better strength building characters that release in the future, she gets stronger. If there are better units that help her fill up your alias faster, she gets stronger. She has so many avenues of scaling. She's such a well-designed unit in my book. In fact, I will call her the best designed Ultra unit. I'll actually go further. I'll actually double down. She's the best designed Ultra or Carol DPS unit. I wouldn't compare her to Blue or Chaos DPS units because I think some of them are better designed, like Tawil, Calf. I like Calf, Tawil. They're quite good kit-wise design. For Blue, obviously, we have G Murphy, and I like the discard mechanic of Corpo. But outside of that, I think Daffodil is better design-wise and gameplay feel-wise than any of the other Wakers in the tree there. But I already have my 10D tied endgame team set up, so there's no room for her in my build. You will not see me running Daffodil. The only reason I am not glazing her super hard and saying I love her, I use her all the time, is the sole fact she does not work with my account where I use my supports. Where I use my supports, where I use my investments, she will be the most fucking brain-dead decision for my account. Just like Pollux would be. Just like Clem would be. The fucking garbage unit for my account. However, if you don't like some of the current DPS units, you have a free strength scaler, a good shielder, or whatever to help you survive and scale, a good strength scaler for Daffodil, then by all means, pull Daffodil. But you have to acknowledge that you will be taking apart one of the meta DPS comps for a Daffodil comp. So figure out what comps are you willing to abandon to put Daffodil on your lineup. Because we only have so many supports compared to the amount of DPS units we have. So let's go over... So let me go faster now that I did an in-depth review of Daffodil, which I will not give the same courtesy to Miryam. Now, Miryam, I made several videos for Miryam. I made her Rerun guide. I made her Limited Awaker guide. Find it on my Awaker playlist. I'll go in-depth on why she's strong. The only difference between then and now is that she works better with G Murphy. That's the only change from last time I made this video to current video, is G Murphy. She's now in the G Murphy comp. She's now no longer with 24 poison because G Murphy can clear easier than 24 blue ever could with less investment. G Murphy is probably the strongest unit in the game at the current time of this video. Now, for all those new players, pull for Miryam. E2. Go over any of my other videos. E2. If you want to know why, go to my other videos in depth. Now, I'm going to go over it briefly. Rouse. Is a triple rouse. Gives vuln and weakness every time now. It's one of the best rouses in the game. This, the only way to get Tentacle Cap forever. Still the only way to get permanent Tentacle Cap. Chosen. The best Alimus regen card in the game. Now, let me go in and showcase what I mean by infinite fucking Tentacle Cap. So let me go into a stage that I can perma meme. Think this, since I have so many mobs, I can perma meme. And I can talk over her kit and whatnot while I'm doing this. So, what can I do here? That's fine. Let's actually put in more random useless units here so I don't fucking kill the boss. I'm gonna play her cards. So, what are things in thing? Think no one else gains the Alimus. Let me change this. Place this. And let me put this on. Okay. Change this to this. Okay. Let's go over her kit for all those new players who shouldn't be watching this video. I have no idea why you are watching this video. Do this, do this. Do this. We don't want a Quasar caster because I'm just trying to stall the battle. Now wait. Don't need to turn. Oh my gosh. I hate the fucking lag. See this ping? I talked to White about it. The ping is fucking ridiculous nowadays, dude. The ping is fucking ridiculous in this game nowadays. It's very annoying. Maybe it is a first world problem, but I find it extremely annoying. The ping is unacceptable. Okay? First world problems. It's unacceptable. I'm gonna sue. I'm gonna sue BF. They gave me the tumor, okay? You know what really gives me cancer? This fucking ping. Holy shit. That's what really gave me cancer. And Clem. This fucking ping and Clem are the real reason why I have this tumor in my neck. It's all BF's fault. It's all their fault. I should sue. I cannot believe they set out to give me this fucking tumor. All along. Do this. Yeah, this is her main benefit. Her OE is the only place where you can get infinite permanent tentacle cap. Forever. Forever and ever. And each rouse gives a tentacle cap as well. So that's why she's very good. If you have a trillion tentacles, we don't know how many tentacles cap, but people, there are screenshots of like 40, 50 tentacles. She's the only unit with her overexalt that can generate permanent tentacles. Why haven't we found up the cap? People usually get bored, or the boss dies before we figure out exactly how many tentacles we can make. Like right now, the white tentacles are killing enemies. So if you want to meme all day and see how many max tentacles you can get, you can do it with her overexalt. And this is her triple rouse. Her triple rouse, every turn you get a call card, which gains 25 elements and does an additional effect. Every fucking thing. So let me do this. And we're gonna overexalt again. Get another tentacle. See this tentacle cap? And this effect, let's recharge her up. Let's get this. Get rid of these sacraments. We buffed her card again. I went over it already in my fucking real video. You have no obligation to watch this long ass unedited video where I did this all in one take. You have no obligation to me or anyone else to continue watching me right now. In fact, I would prefer it, so I don't have to do these rerun videos anymore. Show me by the metrics that you guys don't need these videos. But apparently you guys need these videos for whatever reason. I have no idea. So I'm putting the bare minimum effort here. See, I'm disrespecting your time. So please, don't make me make more of these. Boom. Do this. Let me get rid of some sacraments. Yeah, everything's gonna die. It's already nine tentacles. You basically scale this up basically forever with her result. That's why she's one of the units that will never age poorly. She's such a good support. She's one of the few actual supports, other than all the recent DPS supports that have been releasing, which I hate. I hate all of the trend of making DPS supports. Maybe that's controversial, but I hate the trend of DPS supports we've got lately. Not that they aren't nice, but I want like more pure supports like either her or dies back in the game. Yeah, we're at 10 tentacles. Yeah, you can get to 40 plus tentacles. People have done it. It might be unlimited, but what happens is it creates a new row and it goes all the way down here. If you see some of these screenshots, it's quite funny. But it's very hard for the boss to live that long if you stall that hard. it's quite hard for any boss to live that long to fully meme with the tentacle. Yeah, she's a very good support. I reckon if you have G Murphy, pull her pull Miryam E2. Now, I was thinking about making another video for Dorisine, but Dorisine has aged, but there's talk about a rework. He's very good for new accounts. He does not scale that way in any game. Why is he B tier if you think he's not good flares? Well, he does provide a lot of utility, and I rate him higher than Monchette because he does have avenues of scaling, such as this. It's just like his entire scaling kit, which I go over every time I mention him, is quite poor. Because in early game, he smashes face or when there are mobs. Like when the content is easy, Dorisine, no diffs for sure. When the content is easy or when you're farming stages, Dorisine is probably the best unit for you to do that. If you're just looking to easy clear content, or you're not really fighting the super hard modes, Dorisine is not a bad unit at all. In fact, he's one of the better units in the game for that type of content. But the problem is when it hits the end game, because this is the best D-Tide wave for Dorisine, because Dorisine just Evernights it. A lot of people will say, like, there are Dorisine fans and there are Dorisine haters. Dorisine's one of the more controversial champions because of how he is built. He's probably the most controversial unit in the community. Because if I had to guess Monchette on my rating, I don't think anyone with half a brain would consider Monchette controversial. She doesn't offer that much utility-wise, what Dorisine does. Problem is, like, in real endgame, outside of this wave, he underperforms poorly. Now, I know that those of you who somehow made it this far in the video are wondering, who is this person talking? Why is he not ranting? Why is he not flares? I was planning to. Again, I am legitimately tired. This is legitimately tired flares. They took a lot of blood. Okay, today. They took a lot of blood. I'm missing a lot of blood right now, okay? Now, I'm not even memeing, dude. I meme a lot. I am, like, lacking a lot of red blood cells right now. So, I cannot get that worked up at the moment to fully rant on Dorisine. I'm sorry I disappointed you guys this video. So, I don't recommend you watching if you expect any flare style crash out. I might muster up enough to do one, but I am extremely frail right now. I cannot stress how fucking fucked up I am right now, dude. I am very fucked up right now. Yeah, I think it's also rendering my, I think not enough blood is going in my brain at all. Because I'm having, like, somewhat difficulties concentrating on the game. Even though, like, this is very easy. I've done it a ton of times. Like, my brain is not registering. But it's still above the average Ultra player, okay? Don't get me wrong. It's still above the average guide maker. So, you're still getting good information. I ensure my guides are always accurate in that regards. So, it's just, I'm a little bit slower to come up with the stuff right now. As those of you familiar with my older videos are. This video is taking me a lot of effort right now to make this video or to operate. Even at work, I'm having issues. Because the doctors have been, like, doing so many fucking tests, dude. So many fucking tests, so many fucking injections. I should be better next week. I should be better next week. Because they shouldn't be taking any... They only need to take my blood, like, do my blood work another time. And they're doing an additional CT scan and making sure everything for the surgery. Because what they want to do is make... I wanted to give them, like, every resource possible to no diff the surgery. As even though I don't think I'll die, I think providing the doctor with the most information is optimal. I think providing a doctor with the most information is conducive to ensure I do not die. I probably won't die, guys. But that is what someone who will probably... So this is her entire thing. So see how inconsistent his damage is with the crit? His crit rate scales off of way up. Again, go over my Dorisine review. Go over any of my other Dorisine videos to explain how his kit works. This is just the Evernight. So, yeah, it's just the scaling. So, his entire mechanic is the less HP a mob has, the more damage his Exalt does. And the more damage he does. What happens when the mob has full HP? Well, he does no damage. You all see my 3,000 plus 12 Dorisine screenshot before. So yeah, his damage scales off how low the boss's HP is. That's a huge flaw in his gameplay design. Because in order to get the boss that low of a percentage, you need to do damage. And Dorisine does not do damage until the boss gets low HP. That's why you need Pikmin or some other unit to do the damage early on. Because that's his entire kit design. He's a good scaler in theory if the boss has DR or starts off at half HP. Because this is final damage scaling. But for every 1% of the HP the target is missing, the final damage of this Exalt is plus 3%. This is insane scaling. And this is all good scaling. Theoretically, on paper, he does great scaling. However, with the current state of the endgame, minus a few bosses, boss HP has been getting higher and higher and higher and higher. Let's say a boss has 100,000 damage. That means if Dorisine does 10,000 damage, the boss is now missing 10% of his HP. That means Dorisine will do 30% more final damage. That means he'll do more. That means the boss's HP will be lowered more, which means he does more damage. This is a recursive loop of Dorisine getting more and more damage and the boss dying. That is great, right? What if the boss has 1,000,000 HP? If the boss has 1,000,000 HP, Dorisine is still only going to do 10,000 damage. Let's say a perfect run, 10,000 damage first turn. 10,000 damage of 1,000,000 HP. It's only 1% of the boss's health. If it's only 1% of the boss's health, he'll only get a 3% damage multiplier. That is why he's been performing very bad endgame. When they're making bosses with 6,000,000 HP, what the fuck is Dorisine gonna do about it? He underperforms. Whereas other DPS units, say Calf, say Tawil, they have multiple avenues of scaling that does not rely on the boss being a fucking cripple. Okay? That does not rely on the boss being at death's door. Because in the scenario where you somehow remove 50% of a boss with 6,000,000 HP, that means you already did 3,000,000 damage somehow. You would have won anyway. You would have won anyway without Dorisine. If your team managed to do that much damage. If you do that much damage with Calf, you're scaling up. You know you're going to win. If you do that much damage with Tawil, you're scaling up. You know you're going to win. In the Dorisine comp, if you ever reach a point where he starts doing damage endgame, you would have already won without Dorisine in that comp. He's a win more character. Now, why did I plus 12 him? I was under the foolish notion, because Machi and I, and a lot of players, when he released, pulled for him. Because, you know, Dio, he was a good DPS, and he got ring. And back then, bosses only had 100 to 300,000 HP and endgame in the D-type zones, usually. That is no longer the case. That is no longer the case. Bosses have been getting more and more max HP. He's been getting worse and worse. So, in order to fix him, I was like, okay, Dorisine is fucking dog shit now. You go over my live streams, my Chronicles of Details. You know my thought process. I was like, I have Dorisine E3, and I don't leave a soldier behind. That is the Flair's mentality, okay? I pulled for him. I did not abandon him. You know what? Units I pulled, these units I don't pull. These units are unwanted Voyagers I got from fucking random banners. I would never have them on my account. I don't leave a soldier behind on the battlefield of the gotcha. Okay? I pulled for fucking Dorisine. I had OE Dorisine because I made the review. Okay? I made the review. I had his team. I used him in D-Tide. I was like, holy shit. This is cancer. Playing him is cancer. Holy shit. Maybe if I plus 12 them, those 10 fucking levels will save the day. Maybe what I'm lacking is the more crit damage from this plus 12. Maybe that's the secret sauce. Maybe that's the secret fucking sauce. I will pull you some more Dorisine during Annie. That's what I did during Annie. I was like, oh, I have all these pulls. I will make Dorisine good again. Dorisine will rise again from the ashes. And guess what? It did fucking shit, dude. I'll be like, it did nothing. It did nothing. Do not do this. I'm warning you guys. Do not do it. It does nothing. Plus 12 Pikmin. Plusing 12 Pikmin would have been 100 times better an investment than plus 12ing these piece of shit character in the current state of the game. Now, if they keep making bosses with 0 HP, Dorisine is great again. Dorisine is great again. Just make a boss with no HP. He will mog that boss. He will fucking destroy that boss. If you're ever in a situation where you fight like an army of kindergarteners, call on Dorisine. He will Evernight the shit out of them, okay? Call him Epstein. He'll fuck those kids up, okay? If you're fighting like actual adults, he can't do shit. If you're actually fighting like fully built bosses with HP and power, he's not gonna do shit, dude. He's not gonna do shit against a real boss. Because a real boss, he runs away and hide. He only picks on the weak. He picks on the weak, and he goes for the kids. Just like Epstein. You know who's Epstein's island? Fucking Dorisine. He's fucking the kids up. Any unit with no HP, he fucks them up. The little trash mobs, he fucks them up. You cannot deny he does not. He fucks them up. Anytime you go easy content, he fucks them up super hard, dude. Super hard. Any story chapter, just put him in. He fucks them up. He fucks up all the fucking no HP mobs. You go infinite on him. Compared to any other unit in the game, he fucks them up. That's why I play some beats here above my shit. For most new players playing easy content, you want an easy time playing a game? You're never gonna do hard content ever. You're never gonna do Alert 5. You're never gonna do hard mode. You're never gonna do whatever. Pull for Dorisine. He fucks them up. Wow, look at this. 200 HP. Dorisine. Okay, next turn. Eventually he'll fuck them up. Let's see. Well, I'll fuck you up. He's such a bad character. But yeah, there are a lot of Dorisine fans. There are a lot of Dorisine haters. You know how I know there's a lot of Dorisine fans and Dorisine haters? Because I get harassed on Discord for rating Dorisine too high and rating Dorisine too low. That's how I know there are a lot of Dorisine fans and haters. In fact, people hate me for my Mochette take, which I still stand by. More people hate me for my Dorisine takes. Because, and it's not because I rate him too high or too low, it's both. I can't win. There's no way I can win. Some people say, I'm playing him wrong. I'm rating him. He's not a low character. Because he could do things like this. He's so good. And some people are like, Dorisine is Doo-Doo-Steen. Dorisine is Dorisane. He's fucking dog shit endgame. Valid. I have to make my tier list for both players, okay? My tier lists are my opinions, my own. I rate him B tier. I just say, in real endgame content, if you're not fighting fucking cripples, if you're not fighting like the weakest man alive, you're gonna fight. You're gonna capture trouble. Like, these are fucking children, okay? These might as well be children. He's gonna Epstein them super hard, okay? You know who else he mods super hard? Any wave 1 boss with no HP. No HP. So anytime you fight a cripple, if you're fighting like a regular adult, he cannot fight like, let's say, what's a famous fucking boxer now? I only know the old boxers because I'm young. Like, let's say he's fighting a Mike Tyson. If he's fighting Mike Tyson will fold Dorisine into some kind of contraption, okay? That's what Mike Tyson will do. If he's fighting fucking... Is it Jake Paul or Logan Paul that's the boxer? The Paul brothers. The Paul brothers would also fold him up. They're also too strong for him. I have no idea who beat up the Paul brothers. I know they got beat up. I am too young to know these things. My slightly younger employees at the office knows about these boxing fights. I am slightly too old or maybe too young to know about these things. So I only know these slightly older references. Okay? Now, who can he box? Who can Dorisine box? If Dorisine boxes Stephen Hawking, he will fucking fold up Stephen Hawking more than Stephen Hawking is currently folded up or buried 10 feet under. Stephen Hawking in his prime would lose to Dorisine. Dorisine will no diff Stephen Hawking 100% of the time. 100% of the time, you can place like 10 trillion Stephen Hawkings. Dorisine will fold each and every one of them up and feed them their fucking wheelchair. Okay? Feed them their wheelchair through a straw. I don't know how, but he'll do it. He'll do it. If he's fighting one Mike Tyson, Dorisine's getting folded. Dorisine's getting folded. No matter if you have him plus 12 level 90, yeah, you are dead. No one can help you there. No one in the game can help you there. You are dead. If you're fighting like a real boss, no amount of support, no amount of wailing will help you there with Dorisine. However, if you're fighting an A5 Stephen Hawking, enjoy your free win with Dorisine. Enjoy your free run. Stephen Hawking, 100,000 HP. Easy clear. Not even an issue. Easy clear for Dorisine, okay? If that is his strength and weakness. Now, if you like picking on weak units, weak boss fights, pull for Dorisine. Do not recommend him if you're planning to do any actual hard content. I'm in too deep and I can't pull out. Fucking Caribou's probably going to be better DPS. I don't even know her kit. She's probably going to be better DPS than Dorisine until it gets reworked with the whole HP nonsense, okay? Because the whole concept of him is interesting. Interesting right now. It's according to playing the game. Yeah, get folded. But one day that'll change. Maybe with the recent D-Tide and the recent D-Tides will get easier. Maybe endgame will get easier. Maybe the next boss fight will be Dorisine versus fucking... Let's see, who else is in the world? Fucking... Okay, I'm trying to think of something non-controversial that Dorisine can probably win against. I was gonna go off of Putin, but Putin would 100% fold Dorisine. I was listing off all the politicians in my head, even the controversial ones. I think every one of them will fold Dorisine in half. No matter your political view, Trump would fold Dorisine, Bernie Sanders would fold Dorisine, Putin would fold Dorisine. Who can Dorisine win in a fight now? Sorry it's going so long. I'm trying to go in my own mind. Trying to figure out who Dorisine can probably win in a fight based on his current strength. Let's see. Donald Trump will 100%. Donald Trump's like close to 6 feet tall. I met him once. 2016. So Trump will Barron. No, Barron will fold him. Okay, AOC? No. AOC would 100% fucking destroy Dorisine. Again, I'm fine with all politicians on both sides of the aisle. So if those who get mad because I would say Donald Trump will break Dorisine, I also said Bernie Sanders will break Dorisine. Yeah. It's a non-contest. If you're non-biased towards any politician, you know that both of them will fucking destroy Dorisine in a fight. Eviscerate him, okay? You're not even close. No matter how fit or unfit you think they are, they would style on him Mortal Kombat style, okay? Donald Trump would 100% be making Dorisine eat through a fucking straw, okay? Dorisine will have to eat through a straw once Donald Trump is done with him. Once Bernie Sanders is done with him. Once AOC is done with Dorisine, it's over. That's how he is fighting real units, okay? Fighting real bosses. So I'm trying to give him a fair matchup IRL here. Let's see here. Fucking, Can Gandhi, okay, wait. Dorisine can 100% take on 1,000 Gandhis. Okay? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, Dorisine will fucking annihilate 10,000 of them. Because each one of them is a cripple who'll get he'll one-shot the first Gandhi and get Evernights and just Evernights like 1 billion Gandhis, okay? You can have the entire continent be filled with Gandhis, and Dorisine will destroy every one of them, okay? Calf can't do that. Calf is limited. Eventually, her turn ends. It will take her time to kill that many Gandhis, okay? Dorisine can go through that many Gandhis in a minute, okay? That's the situation would you want to use Dorisine IRL. If you're fighting an army of Gandhis, Dorisine would easily help you conquer the world. Actually, now think about it. If you want widespread abortions, play Dorisine. Because I think he can take on all of those embryos and all those children with just the Evernights. Yeah, I'm thinking about, like, if you build a machine that translates his abilities to IRL right now, okay? Let's say there's a machine that makes Dorisine does AoE damage to the entire world. All of those fucking children are dead. All the adults will be perfectly fine, okay? We will be perfectly fine if you want to eliminate everyone under the age of, let's say, 9. Because I think 10-year-olds are a bit too strong for Dorisine right now. With his Evernight, he doesn't do enough damage. But if you're 9 years old or under, Dorisine can easily wipe out every 9-year-old or under kid on the planet, without a doubt. Without a doubt, folded. That's how strong he is, okay? As an AoE unit. Who else can he fight besides Gandhi? I'm sorry if this video is dragging too long while I'm still talking. I just find this train of thought very, very interesting. I want to develop this train of thought more. So you can end the video at any time. I won't blame you. The rest of this video is just me theory crafting. How Dorisine would work IRL based on his in-game kit. Who else would he fucking 100% destroy? Because any unit he can destroy like 10,000 copies of them with his Evernights. So let's see here. Who else can fucking go on and destroy? Madara will be too strong. Yeah. Oh, wait. The average North Korean or Ethiopian citizen. That's how we do it. He can fight off the entire adult population of North Korea or Ethiopia. I think they're lacking in enough nutrition for Dorisine to take them on. Without doubt. Yeah, he can take on all of Ethiopia single-handedly. I don't think they are well fed enough to have enough HP that Dorisine won't easily one-shot. Okay? I was gonna say Africa, but there are a lot of really well-off African countries where the people are well fed, so we can't really one-shot them. But Ethiopia, wait a minute, Sudan is going through a civil war right now. They're probably lacking in food and nutrients. Wait a minute. Send fucking Dorisine to Sudan. He'll fucking end the civil war within a day. Yeah, their HP values are low enough for Dorisine to easily wipe the floor with them. Holy shit. Gaza. Like, what? Holy shit. What? I'm sorry if you guys are offended, but this is where my brain goes. Holy shit. Dorisine would be the IDF's strongest soldier. Okay, Dorisine, this is my new nickname for him. If you made it to the end of this video, this is my new take. Dorisine is the strongest soldier of the IDF. He'll fucking demolish Gaza, dude. He's a fucking WMMD in that scenario. I don't know why I didn't think of this earlier. What is wrong with me? Why didn't my brain go here earlier? Yeah, fucking Gaza. He take on every fucking... Like, what am I going about North Korea and Ethiopia and Sudan for? Holy shit, past players. What, you fucking retarded? Dorisine with no diff. He'd be like the IDF's strongest soldier. Holy shit. How much is Dorisine worth in fucking Iron Dome weapons? Oh, I'm gonna Google this right now. I'm gonna Google this right now. Okay, how much did the Iron Dome cost? How much did the Iron Dome cost? Total. Ammunition wise. Let's see. Total. Lifetime ammo cost, blah blah blah. Total lifetime ammo cost of the Iron Dome. Okay, we contributed a couple $1 billion. I'm not making a political stance here, but let's see here. I'm just trying to figure out how much Dorisine is worth if we send him to fucking Israel. How much money can the U.S. government save by sending one Dorisine? So let's see here. From 2011 to 2021, we sent over $1.6 billion. Another $1 billion in 2022. So let's say it's like $4 billion. Dorisine's worth $4 billion. Dorisine is easily worth $4 billion. Oh, that's... Oh, Dorisine is an S tier WMD. IRL, Dorisine will be S tier. Yeah, he is so fucking cheap compared to fucking the Iron Dome. Yeah. But is it feasible outside of Gaza? I don't know, but we are sending to Gaza. Like, you can't send him to Ukraine, okay? Because Russian people and Russian soldiers, they have too much HP values. But based on the images and videos, everyone has watching this scene of the Citizen of Gaza and all those ads running on my channel, you would know that they have like no HP values left, dude. Dorisine will like one-shot every one of them. Dorisine will easily one-shot all of them. Russia, I don't believe in that. Gaza, perfect weapon. He's actually the IDF's strongest soldier. I love this theory. I'm gonna end the video here, and I'm gonna get canceled. I'm gonna get canceled before my surgery. I'm sorry. I can't help myself, dude. I'm sorry you find this offensive. I literally can't help myself going down these trains of thoughts, dude. Like, it's the same thing with my Martin Luther King post, okay? Like, if Martin Luther King was born a couple decades later today, he would start his speech off with, "I have a fanfic," instead of "I have a dream," because he'll be raised on Tumblr. And everyone would take it as some sort of weird fetish, dude. I would love it if they made a comedy series where Martin Luther King starts off with, "I have a fanfic." That one day. Yeah, just imagine the entire "I have a dream" speech. If it started off with, "I have a fanfic." I've been workshopping this for like a couple of days now. I love it. Okay, I'll see you guys next time.